मुझसे नहीं होगा. आई यूज टू क्राई. बट देन माई पेरेंट्स यूज टू से दैट कुछ नहीं होता, तू ऐसे टेंशन मत ले, तेरे से जितना होता है तू आराम आराम से करती रहे. मतलब डोंट टेक स्ट्रेस एंड बर्डन. वी आर नॉट बर्डनिंग यू कि तुझे इस कॉलेज में जाना है, तुझे इस कॉलेज में जाना है. बस तेरे से जितना होता है आराम से कर. यू आर मोर प्रेशियस टू अस देन योर मार्क्स. तो फिर
my YouTube channel. I'm back with an interview of one of my students of batch 2021 who is presently pursuing B.Tech Electrical Engineering in IIT Ropar. And she will be talking about her struggles during her preparatory years of 11th and 12th. What were those factors that she took into consideration while joining this college? Her rank, her scores, and her experience in the college in the last 2 years. So let us welcome Parisha. So welcome Parisha to my channel. I would want you to introduce yourself to the viewers.
Hello ma'am, myself Parisha from DCM Shastrinagar, Ludhiana. I gave my JEE exam in 2021 and currently I am in IIT Ropar.
So tell us something about IIT Ropar, Parisha, to begin with.
IIT Ropar, basically it was started in 2008 and now it's like newly built, so all the infrastructure and everything is very good, like as compared to old IITs, because they have been too old as we compare to the infrastructure. So IIT Ropar is great accordingly, and it's close to my house as well, so I can go on weekends.
I think it's approximately some 42 kilometers from Chandigarh.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and as in my knowledge, it has been ranked at, I think, 22nd rank by NIRF rankings.
Yes,
it has
in engineering colleges.
Right. So, congratulations for joining an elite institute. Parisha, we would start by taking your input and sharing your journey, your transition from 10th standard to 11th standard. Did you start your preparation before 11th? And how did your 11th and 12th standard journey go? What were the struggles and anxieties and all that you faced? Any insights that you can share that would help the present 11th and 12th JEE aspirants? Yeah, on to you.
I'm like, I never started working for JEE preparation. I was not even clear that I will go for JEE before 11th. So I always prepared for boards in class 10th and normally at school for class 9. And in class 11th, basically, I started for preparing for JEE, and 11th was going great. 12th, it was the COVID time, so it was really difficult for me. And basically, if I talk about transition from 10th to 11th, it was like very difficult because as you see the syllabus, it increases like exponentially. We used to talk with our friends कि 10th में हमने जितना किया, it is like हमें 11th में उतना first 2-3 months में उतना करा दिया था, and we used to think like इतना सब कुछ कैसे रहेगा दिमाग में till 12th end.
Okay. So, were you regular during 11th standard in your studies? In the beginning itself?
Okay, regular in terms of studies or school?
No, in terms of attending. Were you dummy or were you a regular school student? Were you going regularly to school?
Yes, ma'am, I was regular student. Like I used to go. Sometimes I used to take off for 1 or 2 days because due to tests at the tuition. Otherwise, I was regular. Like 3 to 4 days was I used to go to school.
Okay, 3 to 4 days you were going to school. And so, could you like manage going to school as well as doing your tuition work? Could you manage comfortably, or you really had to push yourself through and gradually find out a way how to manage both?
Actually, our school timings for 11th and 12th were till 12 p.m. So I used to come home till 12:30, and the classes started at approximately 3. So I had ample amount of time to revise or read whatever was done in school and tuition. But yeah, it was difficult because कभी मैंने पहले इतना नहीं किया. Till 10th I was like studying 2 or 2.5 hours in a day. But this time I had to do, because अगर पिछली क्लास का नहीं पढ़ के गए तो अगली बार का कुछ समझ नहीं आने वाला. That was the main problem. Initially I skipped revising, but फिर एक हफ्ता हुआ तो I was like अब तो कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा. तो फिर मैंने आपसे ही बात की थी, तो you said that आपने पिछला रिवाइज किया. It's like no मैम वीकेंड पे करूंगी. तो फिर आपने मुझे तब बहुत डांटा था, तो फिर उसके बाद I was like regular in revising.
वेरी गुड. एंड आपने उस डांट को पॉजिटिवली लिया, उस पे वर्क किया. सो आई थिंक दैट रियली हेल्प, बिकॉज यू नो व्हाट माय मेमोरी ऑफ यू, Parisha, as a 11th student is, when 11th started, like I used to take you as a very average student. You were not a student who was like a bright star. And sometimes, you know, children are very active कि एकदम से नजर में आ जाते हैं टीचर्स के कि ये बच्चा अच्छा करेगा, ये करेगा. You were a quiet student, isn't it? You were not in the eyes of the teachers like this कि ये बच्चा पक्का कुछ अच्छा करेगा. And then gradually, and what I feel even today, your strength was not that level of genius or exceptional intelligence. Your strength was consistency and, you know, doing things every day. Am I right? Like this is, I'm telling you my assessment. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So something very important which I want you to really comment on. I'm really liking this. You're telling me with the comfort that, ma'am, we had a lot of time coming from school at 12 until 3. I would revise my lectures. And what I observe in so many in the present batch, like they say ki there's no time to study, ma'am. We come tired after 12 and then, you know, reaching home, having lunch, then resting. And then the biggest enemy of this present generation, social media. So that leaves no time for revising, and when they're not revising, I don't think without regular revisions anyone can give results in this class. What do you have to say?
I was like nowhere on social media in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, only WhatsApp, like for groups, class groups, tuition groups, nowhere in social media.
And what was your percentage? I'm interrupting you. What was your percentage in 10th?
It was 97.6.
Yeah, 97%. So that means you were a good student, but still you were struggling in the first few months to catch hold of the class.
Yes, ma'am, because there were so many bright students in the class. I was just struggling. For example, I take of any question. तो जैसे आपने बोला कि do one question, तो मैं अभी उसको स्ट्रगल कर रही हूँ, सो अंडरस्टैंड करने में तब तक 2-3 लोगों ने आंसर दे भी दिया होता है. तो it was like difficult for me to adjust with different minds and so much syllabus. So that was the main problem.
You managed to keep yourself positive and keep in sync, like, and keep going. Were there some times like where you felt कि नहीं हो सकता, quitting or frustrated or depressed? I know I remember you talking to me many times during this +1 +2 journey कि मैम अब नहीं मैनेज हो रहा, अब शेड्यूल नहीं हो रहा. How did you bring yourself out apart from like talking to the teachers?
Basically 11th में I didn't feel so many downfalls because I interacted with so many people. There were offline classes, so everybody was facing same problems. We used to discuss like this is happening, and I used to feel yeah, that's normal. But in 12th, it was COVID time, so our batch was the first batch. Like हमें पहली बार COVID, never expected such things. So there was zero interaction. I was nowhere on social media, so I used to get so much depressed sometimes कि मुझे लगता था कुछ से नहीं होगा. I used to cry, but then my parents used to say that कुछ नहीं होता, तू ऐसे टेंशन मत ले, तेरे से जितना होता है तू आराम आराम से करती रहे. मतलब don't take stress and burden. We are not burdening you कि तुझे इस कॉलेज में जाना है, तुझे इस कॉलेज में जाना है. बस तेरे से जितना होता है आराम से कर. यू आर मोर प्रेशियस टू अस देन योर मार्क्स. तो फिर आपको याद, पापा आपके पास भी आए थे. वी यूज्ड टू कम टू योर होम आपसे गाइडेंस लेने कि शी इज स्ट्रगलिंग सो मच, तो अभी क्या करना चाहिए. तो फिर आप बोल देते कि जस्ट रिलैक्स, टेंशन नहीं लेनी, बस अपना काम करते जाओ, जो उन्हें देखा जाएगा.
I remember parents used to be so anxious a number of times, but I think you kept moving. Your parents were involved, so they would often come ask. So they lovingly, but at the same time taking care कि you have to maintain that discipline till the end. Tell us something about like what should be the strategy that children should be following. I'll talk mainly about chemistry, then you can tell a little about physics also. What strategy, what is the importance of NCERT textbooks, and how should they go? Should they directly jump to difficult level books and good books, or should they start from basics? What was your approach during these preparations?
In 11th class, I used to struggle giving so much time to studies because I never studied so much. Like at least 5 to 6 hours of study is required for all the 3 subjects, and all 3 are difficult equally. So, जैसे for chemistry, I used to revise notes only. There were so many notes. Like every each day there used to be 2 hour lecture, तो उसको रिवाइज करने में भी मुझे 2 hours ही लगते थे. तो आई यूज टू रिवाइज इट. तो जो न्यूमेरिकल्स क्लास में होते थे आई यूज टू सॉल्व इट. लाइक पहले तो मैं इतना ही करती थी ऑन वीकेंड्स. देन आई यूज टू प्रैक्टिस सम क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द मॉड्यूल. For chemistry, I did initially this much only, and when the syllabus was completed, then I practiced some previous year questions and this. And इतना करने में भी I used to lag behind sometimes. कि अगला चैप्टर शुरू हो गया, पिछले के क्वेश्चंस अभी भी पढ़े हैं, क्योंकि ओनली वीकेंड्स आई यूज टू गिव टू questions. Baki time I used to revise only notes, and I was like, if I am able to revise these notes, it was also a big thing for me.
Yeah, and Parisha, I really want to, I am basically sharing with you what I'm observing over the years. If I just observe, students I had some 5-10 years back, and the ones that we are coming in contact with now, there's a lot of trend amongst many in the law to not go through the basics first, but follow more of that glamour. You see the good books, looking at the answers, doing questions, looking at the answers, looking at the, just having that satisfaction कि मैंने इतने questions कर लिए, without actually following that basic conceptual knowledge, not being able to link the topic, but simply running after sources. So what I have observed the previous year, all the students who have been successful at different levels, even the top few hundred rankers and the last ones, they would first do the basics so strongly. And then in the second learning set, they would start with, that crash practice of questions. But first would be to get a good grasp of the subject knowledge. So what do you say?
Yes, ma'am. Basically, अगर मैं number of questions की बात करूँ तो मेरे बहुत कम number of questions होते थे. I used to practice the questions which were done in class, क्योंकि उनमें मुझे time लगता था. I used to grab it slowly, or I don't know, I took so much time to adjust. So मैं धीरे धीरे उसको पहले read करती थी, फिर उसको खुद से solve करती थी, and on the weekends I used to solve the questions, and that not from very high-fi books, like normal questions only for the initial, because आपको जेई मेंस के लिए बहुत हाई फाई कुछ नहीं चाहिए होता, बेसिक कंसेप्चुअल नॉलेज चाहिए होती है, एंड स्पीड चाहिए होती है.
And basically linking up of topics, then working on accuracy and speed, not going out of the text questions.
वो questions आते भी हैं तो एक दो आते हैं, and that doesn't matter अगर आपके बाकी questions ठीक हैं.
Very right. I've dealt with students who have, cracked top rank, intermediate ranks, and low ranks. And I keep observing students. What my observation is कि आपकी एक अपनी भी तो potential होती है ना. You are not catching up a topic in one go, one reading, or once listening to the teacher, and you simply take people who are doing higher level books और आप भी उनके पीछे लग के वो करो. I think that would do more harm than benefit. What do you say?
Yes, ma'am. If I just started going for high-fi books, and then I would have ended up doing nothing.
Yeah.
Zero output. Then it would lead to so much regret कि कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा, अब तो ये भी नहीं हो रहा, easy questions भी नहीं हो रहे, तो फिर it would have been a disaster for me.
What was your strategy in the last few months of plus two?
For JEE Mains, basically, for chemistry, I had made no short notes. For physics and maths, there were formula-based, some short notes. Chemistry, तो was like, for inorganic, तो पूरा वही पढ़ना पड़ता है, पूरा NCERT, because आप बोलते थे हमेशा कि NCERT is the Bible. I used to highlight on the book, but कभी ऐसे chemistry के short notes नहीं बनाए, and physical chemistry के I had made like formula-based, but उसका इतना इफेक्ट नहीं होता, बिकॉज इतना कोई फॉर्मूले होते नहीं है केमिस्ट्री में. इट इज जस्ट अबाउट प्रैक्टिस, डूइंग मोर एंड मोर. तो जो लास्ट के मंथ्स में था, इट वाज लाइक डूइंग टेस्ट. आई अटेम्प्टेड आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी टेस्ट ऑन एनटीए ऐप. देयर वाज app which had the same pattern of JEE Mains. And apart from doing that, my main aim was to analyze it, कि मेरा पेपर जैसा भी हो, जितने भी नंबर आए, तो मेरा मेन एम रहता था उसको एनालाइज करने में, क्या गलत हुआ, क्यों गलत हुआ, और जो क्वेश्चंस गलत हुए, आई यूज्ड टू सेंड सो मेनी डाउट्स सबको, सारे दोस्तों को, टीचर्स को, जो भी भेजे.
Yeah, I still remember, Parisha, you were the only one coming during those last months who would sit for an hour or so just to analyze the test paper. I still remember you would take the solution sheet, and you were the only one who would sit with patients. Others would just give the test and leave, and you would stay back, go through the answers, actually take notes, And that is what is needed, which is so difficult to explain to the generation, that it is, very cool, composed work that is needed, not a lot of hi-fi work, but it's about how you organize your input, your time. That's very important. So good, you're reinforcing what I tell them. Strategy did you follow just a week before JEE Mains?
A week before JEE Mains, it was just similar. Like I had a list of reactions, I revised those, and I revised a list of formulas which I had made the short notes, and the earlier tests that I attempted. I used to write कि ये गलती हुई थी ये फॉर्मूला, तो मैंने एक बार जस्ट देख लिया था कि these are my common mistakes, तो ये नहीं होने चाहिए. मेरा JEE Mains 1, I had low percentile as compared to 2. So I learned a lot from that, from 1 to 2.
Yeah, I remember
analyzing part.
Your percentile in JEE attempt was somewhere around 92, 93?
Yeah, it was 92.04.
Right. And second attempt?
It was 97.8.
Right. So you did learn from your previous attempt. But if I look at your journey, Parisha, you really made a lot of improvement in comparison to, when you entered 11th, because you were a very slow going student that time. You were not in the top 5, but gradually
I started coming in top ranks after like 2-3 months.
Yeah. So that is what I remember. And I give all the credit to your consistent inputs. Lot of consistent inputs. So to begin with, what I know about you, you had less confidence also. But आपने वो quit नहीं किया कहीं पे. You just kept yourself on the move till the last day. So that really worked.
I was like, मैं quit नहीं करूँगी, कुछ भी हो जाए. Whichever college I get, I was like, I'm not going to quit.
I remember, and you would not take much time to even approach a teacher. So many times you would ask, ma'am, ho nahi raha. Parents would come and ask, ma'am, yahan se kya kare? So everybody was so invested. And that is, I think that really works. Parents should also be involved. That's my very strong suggestion to all the parents, if they are watching. Please stay in tune with your ward till the end. Now tell us, how did you really plan and prepare between mains and advance?
Actually, when I completed JEE Mains, so I had got 97.8 percentile, and I was like, I can get a good college with a decent branch. So in that time, but my parents used to say, थोड़ा अब chill कर, अब इतनी tension मत ले. But I was like, मुझे तो JEE Advance के लिए भी prepare करना है अच्छे से. So I remember I had taken one online course for 1 month. It was a crash course because they used to basically advance के topics, maths and physics and chemistry, advance के topics they used to do, and then they used to send one assignment. और फिर जब वो मेरे से मतलब physics and maths I was able to manage. मेरे chemistry में इतना कुछ खास पर आ नहीं रहा था. Then I started again coming to you, and then you also gave me one test series. I attempted, I think, 2 or 3 test series, chapter wise, 2 chapters combined. Like
Did that help? Did that help?
Yes, ma'am.
That's good. So you just worked on the subject in that last 1 month. You did not do any unnecessary hi-fi topics.
No, ma'am.
We had already covered a lot, I think, till JEE Mains itself. So it was like reinforcing.
Topics were all done. Like copy में तो सब कुछ ही था. It was all about practicing.
पर आपने जब JEE Advance दिया, कभी आपको ऐसा लगा कि कोई टॉपिक नहीं हमने किया हुआ केमिस्ट्री में?
JEE Advance में ऐसा टॉपिक तो कभी भी नहीं आता. Specifically, it's about relating so many concepts.
Yes.
Sometimes we miss on that.
Yeah. So you're reinforcing this point. I always tell children, don't be madly going after unnecessary hi-fi books. You should be understanding everything to the core, so you're able to relate. They're going to pick up equilibrium, and they're going to pick up, periodic, and they'll pick up another chapter and create one question out of that. So even if one link is missing, you will not be able to manage. So which means +1 should be very strong, and then +2 should be very strong. So, and strong with not learning. What I've observed, Parisha, so many people teach chemistry like history. It's more like learning. So what they need to really do is conceptual understanding, so that they're able to link the topics. That's very important. I'm meeting you after such a long time. I think since the day you joined, we are talking today directly on this portal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's so nice. Okay, so that was like preparing. Now tell me about your journey in IIT. First tell me, what were your dilemmas, before you were to enter a college and while you were choosing a college? What were the dilemmas? What were the options? And what factors like you chose while deciding which college to be? Because I remember you had decided for some NIT, and then there was a confusion between NIT and I think chemical engineering in Ropar.
Yes, ma'am.
So how did you take out which factors you keep, and how did you decide?
So basically, there was JOSA counseling, so I filled the preference order. So I had two choices, mainly according to my both ranks, JEE Mains and JEE Advance. It was like IT in NIT Jalandhar, and
first, I'm interrupting. What was your rank in JEE Advance?
It was 16,421.
Okay, and what were your marks individually in physics, chem, and maths?
In physics, 28, chemistry, 37, and maths, 25.
Okay. Okay. So you scored better in chemistry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now tell me, what were the options and what did you choose out of?
Basically, according to my rank and my comfort, like I wanted a college which is near to my home because I never lived far from my home.
Okay.
Even coaching was also in my hometown, and all credit goes to my parents. So the college I was choosing between NIT Jalandhar and chemical engineering in this IIT Ropar.
Okay.
So basically, I could join IT at NIT Jalandhar as well, but I was not sure that I am having so much interest in computer science or not. So basically, I wanted IIT from very beginning.
Okay.
So I decided that I will go in chemical engineering, IIT Ropar, no matter what, because you can still choose the domain of yours, of what you like, no matter what branch you have. So
Okay.
after
For you,
that,
IIT
in first year,
for you, IIT was the major
yes, ma'am.
point. Okay, fine.
And then उसके बाद first year में I worked hard similar, so I got a good CGPA in first year. So there is a policy of branch change in every college. There in NITs and IITs. So I got a branch change from chemical engineering to electrical engineering, and now I feel that like this was what I was meant for.
Okay, so you are happy in this?
Yes, ma'am.
You are able to connect?
Yes, ma'am.
And how is your college life?
Ma'am, initially a semester was online, so we used to interact online only. कभी एक दूसरे के faces नहीं देखे, only online meets we used to hold to interact. After that, in second sem we came here, so it was great interacting with all. There were single room assigned to two people, so it was so exciting to interact with the roommates because I never lived outside home for this much time.
Okay,
Making new friends.
You adjusted without any issues. Okay, that's good. Fine. And you have a happening life in IIT Ropar, or it's a quiet place? You have competitions and extracurriculars, sports, and such kind of activities?
Yes, ma'am. It's for extracurricular, it's a great place. Like I play basketball, I dance as well here, and I'm into. We had a fest recently, Zeitgeist, so I was the anchor in that as well.
Very good. Good. So you're enjoying a wholesome kind of life, holistic.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So you have difficulty?
Yes, ma'am. Faculty is very good. Yeah, very approachable. Even if they are not in the office, you just mail them. They reply that you can come at this time to my office.
Okay. So what I have heard about your college, Parisha, is like your college has very good research options also, and they have some kind of collab with MITs. I don't know whether you're aware of it yet or not.
Basically, for research, our college is mainly famous, and our professors are very good at research. So many research papers of each professor, and they also motivate us to go into research field. And many of my fellow mates are doing research interns in this summer break, which is going on. So, like, research is very much initiated here.
Okay. And what is the hostel life, hostel facilities, hygiene, food, all that is good? Like you adjusted?
Mess is common for both boys and girls. It's about like 3 or 4 minutes distance from girls' hostel, and hygiene is it's good. Like I already told you, infrastructure is good, so rooms are good. Okay.
Is the campus compact, like your place of your classes and your hostel? Mess and all the facilities, are they over a compact campus, or you have to walk a lot every day? And can you keep a conveyance, etc.?
We can keep a cycle, and basically buildings are a bit far away. Like you need to It takes like 15 minutes from mess to our lab, like electrical block.
Okay.
And where our lecture takes place, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes.
So it's
Lecture
lot
or
of walking.
complex.
Lot of walking.
Yeah, or I have a cycle as well. Like in summers, you can't walk that much, so I have a cycle.
So you are not allowed any motor vehicles like scooty
No,
or
ma'am.
nothing like that.
That
Fine.
is allowed only for PhD.
PhD student. Okay, fine. So yes. So Parisha, what are the opportunities that you're expecting, or like, do you have on-campus placements and other placements good? So any idea how your seniors have been placed in the previous year?
Yes, ma'am. On-campus placements are great. Like most of the students who want like placements go to corporate life, they get placed in fourth year themselves, like on campus placements. Almost everyone who wants a placement gets placed, and some people who want to go for higher studies appear for GATE exam as well, CAT exam, and some appear for UPSC. So there are so many career options after this.
Yeah.
Like everyone is appearing for diverse fields.
Okay, fine. So people going for after this, like what is general approach, MTech or jobs?
Jobs.
Jobs. So
Very
first
less people go for MTech in
MTech.
IITs.
Fine, right. What I have heard, like as in my knowledge, somewhere around the highest package from your college, somewhere around 50-51 lakh per annum in the last years. An average package goes somewhere
Yes,
around
ma'am.
18 to 19 lakh. This is like what was
This
shared
is,
by
yeah,
someone
this
with
is,
me. Okay. So that was great. I think this was good input that the present aspirants would gain from and have a very happy and a successful journey ahead, Parisha. It was really nice talking to you. So may God keep you blessed and be ambitious. Keep chasing further goals. Okay. Don't stop anytime soon. Yes. Grow up to be a very smart, independent professional. And that was really nice talking to you. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Hope you guys like these interviews, and any other college that you wish should be included on priority basis, you can write in the comment section. If you like my work, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more updates. And in case you have some specific recommendations or some specific concerns about what topics you would love to see every week with respect to your preparation journey towards JEE and NEET, please post in the comments. I would love to cater to those concerns. Thank you. God bless you all.